Tell me about the privileges or immunities clause.
Senator, the privileges and immunities clause.
Privileges or immunities clause.
Right. That's part of the Bill of Rights and part of the, I believe, the First Amendment. It's been a while, Senator. My practice is primarily intellectual property. It's been a while since I've faced an issue with the privilege and immunity clause. It doesn't come up every day in my practice.
Privileges or immunity.
Privilege or immunity clause doesn't come up every day in my practice.
Tell me what rights are guaranteed by the Sixth Amendment.
Sixth Amendment guarantees and also right to speedy right to counsel, and also that's the fifth right against self-incrimination.
Tell me what the holding was in Obergefell.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question, Senator.
The holding in Obergefell v. Hodges.
I haven't had the occasion to deal with that issue. I don't recall that specific case as I sit here in front of you. But what I can tell you is that if the issue decided in that case came before me, I would review.
Here's your quote. One must understand race as a socially constructed phenomenon that has historically served to subordinate racial minority groups while maintaining white supremacy. I've never thought of race as a socially constructed phenomenon. Tell me what you meant by that statement.
Thank you, Senator, for that question. And I think you're referring to that article that I wrote 26 years ago when I was a law student. And of course, since that time, Senator, I've became an attorney. I swore an oath. At that point, I became a judge.
No, I'm not trying to trip you up. I'm just trying to understand what you meant by it. When I first read it, I said, well, that's an interesting construct. I just don't understand it.
And Senator, as I sit here now, I can't recall that specific quote, but what I can tell you is when I deal with the issue of race in my court, it's usually in a claim. And what I do in those claims is I apply the precedent on the matter. I look at the facts and I make those determinations and base my decision only on those issues and nothing else.
Okay. In 2015, Mr. Williams, you gave a speech and you said that the modern judicial system today is more racist than it was 100 years ago. Did you say that?
Thank you for the question, Senator.
You're welcome.
I don't believe that's the specific quote that I said. I believe you're referring to...
Let me read you the quote so there won't be any misunderstanding. Becoming a felon is more devastating today than when existed during Jim Crow. And you were talking about the judicial system in Delaware.
I made those comments as co-chair court.
Yes, sir. But
I was asked.
Tell me what you meant.
The chair.
I know. So, I read the interview. Tell me what you meant.
I was referring to a description that others have made to describe the condition of felons in terms of the term Jim Crow, meaning...
Well, let me stop you. Do you believe that the judicial system in Delaware, in America, is more racist today than it was 100 years ago?
Thank you for the question, Senator.
You're welcome.
No, I do not believe that the system today is more racist than it was 100 years ago. What I was describing was the...
But why did you say becoming a felon is more devastating today than when it existed during Jim Crow?
I was referring to the conditions of the inordinate amount of people of color who, when they become felons, are faced with loss of economic opportunity, loss of voting rights, loss of driving license, loss of
But that happens
housing.
to an Hispanic as well, right?
It happens to
If you're convicted.
It happens to everyone who becomes a felon, but the task of the committee was to examine the reasons why there's such glaring racial disparities in the population of people of color in Delaware as compared to the population
you think that's
of
because
people
of racism?
incarcerated.
You think that's because of racism?
I did not say.
I know. I'm asking you. Do you think that's because of racism
I believe that race plays a factor
in Delaware?
Across in Delaware and beyond, and that studies have shown that there is a disparity in the prison population that just can't be explained by just nature and it be coincidence, and that race plays some factor. It's not the only factor.
Right.
Economic condition, money, ability to pay bail, etc., plays a factor, and some other things play a factor. So at that time, I was serving as
right. Well,
chair.
let me stop you because my chairman here has been very indulgent. I'm